Hey, this is Double R. I wanted to tell you that Anchor by Spotify is a great and easy way to make a podcast with everything you need and all in one place. Anchor has the tools to allow you to record, edit your podcast straight from your phone or your computer. When hosting with Anchor, you can distribute your podcast to all listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Best of all, it's totally free. So go down the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. This is the Let's Roll Podcast with your host, Double R. What's up, everybody? What's up? It's me, Double R. Welcome back to the Let's Roll Podcast. I'm your host that rolls the most, Double R. And got my partner in crime, Izzy, in the house. What's up, Izzy?
Hello, everyone. I'm Ezra.
And today's episode is all about Batman. I am Batman. I've been Batman for a long time. I'm Batman without the money. We're going to talk about all the different Batman movies because coming up soon is the new Batman, and we will be going to that next Thursday, or this coming Thursday, whenever this episode premieres. That's the following Thursday. And so we're going to go over the movies, talk about favorite scenes, favorite movies, favorite songs, and whatnot. We're going to do all that right after this. So let's talk about Batman, man. What you like about Batman?
It is going to sound cliche, but the whole idea of him just being just a normal person without any superpower, able to accomplish all that stuff, I really dig that.
Yes, so do I. I like it a lot. When we say superheroes, he's not really a superhero.
Yeah,
there's nothing super about him. Like you said, I like the fact that he's just a dude.
Yeah,
He's got issues. He got mama and daddy issues. Because his parents are dead. Let me bring up something I should have brought up before I started, and I didn't. I'm gonna bring up my notes because this is kind of serious about talking about it. While I'm doing this, what is your favorite Batman movie so far?
The Dark Knight.
And why is that?
I think I've watched that movie at least 100 times, maybe 50 times. I have the DVD.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the first DVDs that I actually purchased. I was at the hospital. This was back when I was having medical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched that on my portable DVD like at least 12 times. And I just never got tired of rewatching it. It was just that good.
Now, is that a Batman movie or a Joker movie? Because there's debates on all the Batman movies, if they're really considered Batman movies, or if they're considered whatever villain's going on in that movie.
Well, in honor of Heath Ledger, it was a Joker movie.
Yes. So I pulled up my notes here, and I will say my top. These are the top 10 Batman movies that I have. Like, I ranked all the Batman, and I say Batman movies, but I'm also considering some of the ones like Justice League where he appears in it. It's not necessarily a Batman movie per se, but first and foremost will always be 1989's Batman. That's Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson. The movie we go to, movie theater we've gone to in Tomball, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the actual theater I saw that movie. Like, not the way it looks now, but that I went to that theater for the premiere of Batman.
I can see.
That's a long time ago, bro.
I don't think I was born. I wasn't born because I was born in 90. If you watch it in 89, then that was before I was born.
What, a year before you were born?
Yep. But I can see it because, obviously I've watched it, but I can actually Nicholson's.
Okay, can you remember what the theater looks like right now in your head? The one in Tomball?
The one with our parking spot.
Yeah, no.
The small one.
The small one, the one in Tomball.
Yeah.
Okay, can you kind of picture it and remember it?
Yeah.
All right. You know how you go into the front doors? You got your concession stand, you buy your ticket, and then you go past that into what it looks like is a hallway, but it's where all the theaters are, right?
Yep.
Okay, believe it or not, right when you go into where the theaters are, that used to be the front door. All the part that we walked through was all open courtyard.
Oh, wow.
And when you went into they had doors on either side, and the concession stand was in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. And so if you bought tickets to the theaters on this side, you had to go in these doors. If you bought tickets for the movies on this side, you had to go to those doors. So they remodeled that.
Yeah.
So they extended all of that out and even added another theater, because it was Tomball Cinema 6 is what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 6 theaters when you walk in, but there's one theater down on the right that goes back that way, like back towards the front.
Okay.
That was a new theater that was added. So, but yeah, I remember going to the theater, and I remember how everybody reacted in the theater when the logo appeared on the screen.
The Batman logo.
Batman logo. Everybody just freaked out and yelled and screamed and everything. So that's my number one. It'll always be my number one because it was the first. It should hold number one no matter what.
That's you.
No, I'm just saying in general. You can't have any other Batmans without having the first one.
Yeah, but
I'm not necessarily saying it's the best one, but it is number one, in my opinion. Right?
It's actually really good quality.
Yes. Now, of course, number 2 is
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight, your favorite one, and my favorite. Really, to be honest, I would switch number 2 and number 1, because if I'm going by what's better,
okay,
like what I think is best, right?
Then you go with Dark Knight.
I go in Dark Knight. There were so many things in that movie that, like, later on I'll get into like my favorite scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, we'll talk about those.
Okay, but there's so many scenes just in that one movie, like it could take up a whole list by itself.
Yep.
Then my third one is Dark Knight Rises, and I said this to you, earlier today, before we were going to record. I said the more I watch that movie, the more I like Bane. Yeah. And when I first watched it, first couple of times I watched it, I was like, yeah, it's okay. It was really hard for me to really dig the way they did his voice.
Yeah.
But the more I watch it, the more I like the way they did his voice. Bane, and I'm speaking of Bane's voice. Then the fourth one is Batman Begins.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad movie. It's really and truly, if you look at Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises and compare those two to Batman Begins is almost like a movie all by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really doesn't necessarily fit
into
the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises.
I mean, they did change Rachel.
No, I'm not saying because of that. I'm saying because even his look changed.
Yeah.
So, but I still liked it.
They wanted to make it more modern by Dark Knight.
Right. Then I have Batman Returns, which is the second movie with Michael Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I have Batman versus Superman.
Okay.
Just because there's some badass lines in there from Batman.
You're not a god.
Tell me, do you bleed? You will. Is that what you say to your girlfriend?
Okay, keep going.
Then I have Justice League.
The
And
Snyder Cut.
either one, really either one.
I'll go with the Snyder Cut.
I'm not gonna necessarily distinguish from the two.
Okay.
I just say Justice League. Like you can pick. All right. I
Snyder Cut.
Is Snyder Cut better? Yes, but to me, the Snyder Cut gave more story to certain characters. Right. It dove into a little bit more, especially with Cyborg.
Mm-hmm.
The theatrical release wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. I just put Justice League. I didn't think about qualifying which one was better. But if you're gonna put me on the spot, I'll say Zack Ryder or Zack Ryder. What am I talking WWE right now?
Snyder Cut. Just the Snyder Cut.
The Snyder Cut. Yeah, man, you're gonna laugh on this one. The Batman movie, 1966.
The one he was running around with a giant bomb.
Yes. I put that above Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. That's how much I think that movie is a better campy movie than the other two that were really campy.
Better than Forever and Batman and Robin.
Yes.
You know,
actually, I might switch. I might put Batman Forever above the Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the Batman movie is definitely better than Batman and Robin. And they're both cheesy movies. They don't take the character seriously.
Okay. So
that's my list. So out of those movies that I just gave off to you, what's your list look like?
Okay. My first is obviously The Dark Knight.
Okay.
My second is Dark Knight Rises.
Okay.
That plane scene.
Yeah.
That absolutely blew me away. When he goes...
But don't talk about scenes.
Okay. Yeah, but Dark Knight Rises...
Okay.
Bane is a terrifying character. The idea that he...
You want to be Bane, don't you?
My third is the 1989 Batman.
Okay.
You know, I finally watched that movie and I can't believe the quality.
Yes.
I mean, it's still
got some cheese and some camp to it.
Yeah.
But it was 1980s were a different time, bro.
Yeah. But I really loved the Jack Nicholson Joker.
Mm-hmm.
The problem now, obviously, people can pick apart whatever and say whatever they liked,
right?
Whatever you don't like and critique. So this is my personal beef with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him, what is his name, Jack Napier or something like that, as a former mob boss.
Right.
And he had a criminal record and all that stuff. And then he fell into the way they gave him a backstory. Yeah. I didn't like that. Now that's just personally.
You didn't like that they gave Joker a backstory.
Yeah. It was
like his origin story.
Yeah. It was just I like,
really up until recently with the Joker movie, they never really gave him a backstory.
Yeah. But that, in my opinion, that was actually the best thing about the Joker. How incredibly mysterious he was.
Right.
Like, one of the things that defined my love for Dark Knight was when they searched him, they didn't find him in any database. And then they said, we don't even know the label on his clothes.
Right.
That was incredible.
Right.
Okay. Now, but I still love that movie. I definitely love it better than whatever that Jared Leto stuff was.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Then...
Notice I didn't say nothing about Jokers in any of mine, but I mean we could rate Jokers in a minute if you want to. I mean it's pretty easy to rank them, but so let's recap real quick. You have Dark Knight Rises, Batman 1989. Those are your first 4 movies. Or 3 movies.
My first 3 movies.
Okay.
Number 4 is Batman vs. Superman.
Okay.
5 will be Snyder Cut. You know,
Justice League.
It's important to emphasize the Snyder one. Okay, and then I'm gonna. No, you're gonna judge me, but I'm actually gonna put.
I judge you every day, bro.
I'm gonna actually say I didn't really like Batman Returns.
You said the Penguin creeped you out, didn't he?
The Penguin was just too. No, granted, we're talking about
That's
dude.
Sunny in Philadelphia. Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I know, it's
bro.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Now, granted, to be honest, it's a guy that dressed as a bat, fighting crime and stuff.
Right.
We're supposed to be okay with things that don't make sense. You know what I mean?
Well, you also got to look at the director.
Yeah.
Tim Burton was trying to make it a Tim Burton movie, which he did.
Yeah.
So he made the Penguin like just a deformed child that his parents didn't love him.
Yeah, but
I think he did an all right job. The movie is not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's just I just wrote especially at the Penguin funeral. Spoiler alert for those who haven't watched it. But now, oddly enough, so yeah, then Batman Returns. Oddly enough, the Batman and Robin was the very first Batman movie I ever watched. The one with George Clooney.
And are you telling me that's higher up on the list than mine?
No. I never... Okay.
Because you got 10 films. And so far you put 5 in, right?
Yeah.
You have Dark Knight Rises, Batman 1989.
Yep.
You have Batman versus Superman, Justice League, and Batman Returns.
Yeah.
So you have 7, right?
Yeah, I right. Not now. I'm supposed to say Batman, Forever, but I never watched Batman Forever.
Okay, well, here's the movies you still have left, but you haven't said anything. You have Batman Begins. You have the Batman movie 1966, which you've never seen. Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Batman Begins?
Yeah, Batman Begins. Christopher Nolan.
Oh, right. Oh,
you left that one completely off when you were going through your Christopher Nolan.
Okay, I'm actually going to put that above Justice League.
You know what? I haven't kept up with your order very well. Okay, Dark Knight.
Okay, let me name them.
Okay.
Dark Knight Rises, Batman 1989, Kim Basinger.
Okay, so if you stop right there, then you went with Batman versus Superman and then Justice League.
Okay.
Are you going to put Batman Begins before those?
Yeah, Batman Begins, then Batman versus Superman.
And then Justice League?
Yeah.
And then Batman Returns?
Yeah, Batman Returns.
Okay, so now the only 3 you got left
is Batman and Robin.
Is the one that you haven't seen.
Forever?
No, 1966.
Okay, and
Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. And I would say, by what you just said about Batman and Robin being your first you ever saw,
yeah,
I would probably say that would be your number 8.
I'm gonna put it above Forever, and
well, that would be number 8, and then I would say number 9 is Forever, and the Batman movie is the bottom one.
You know,
because you can't rank the 1966 one.
Yeah,
because you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen Forever either. You know, when I watched, I just need.
So you like bat nipples over those 2.
I just need to get this off my chest, right?
Well, that's where bat nipples are.
The first time I watched Batman and Robin, I was absolutely ecstatic. It was the best. Now, granted, I was 8 years old.
Let's see. When did that movie come out?
In 98.
98?
Yep, you can check it.
I'll check it. Keep talking.
When I watched that, I was just absolutely ecstatic. Everybody that I ever loved was in that. George Clooney, was the Frozen...
No, it was 1987. I mean, 97.
97?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I watched it.
So I was 27 years old when that came out.
Right. I watched it when I watched it around.
Well, if I was 27, how old were you?
No, well, I was 7, but I didn't watch
Watch
it.
it when you were 7.
Yeah, but I didn't watch it when it came out.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You didn't watch it when you were 7. It was probably years.
I was 8. I did 8 or 9 when I actually
About 2 years after it came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I watched it, I was absolutely ecstatic. And Schwarzenegger was there. I was really into him. George Clooney was there. I was really into him. The girl who became Batgirl, she's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I really loved her. But I thought that was just the greatest thing. And I watched that movie right after I put in the DVD for the Scooby-Doo movie. You know, the
Right.
one with the Fred, whatever, the girl from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Right.
That was the first I watched that. Then I watched the Batman and Robin. And I was so happy about it. And later on, as I got older, I put that movie again. And I watched it. I was like, what on earth is this? Because it hits differently after you watch The Dark Knight.
So now that we established what our top 10 list is on Batman movies and appearances, we'll come back. When we come back, we're going to talk about, at least I will. I don't know if he can chime in on this one or not, but we're going to talk about the top 5 songs or soundtrack songs, however you want to say it, right after this. So I put a list together because I'm a music guy, DJ, you know, and I put the top 5 songs from Batman movies. Okay. First and foremost is Bat Dance by Prince.
Okay. I have no idea. But
yeah, you haven't heard any of these songs because you haven't broadened your mind. See, I used a line from a Batman movie. Broaden your mind. And then the next song I have is Party Man by Prince.
Okay.
Now, Party Man, I used to play a lot when I DJ'd at DJ events. And then we have, I'm sure you've heard this song. If you're not, you're so young, you need to get off my show. The third song is Kiss from a Rose, Seal.
No.
That is from You haven't heard that song?
No.
Oh my God, you need to get on your Spotify, bro.
Okay.
Then we have the original Batman theme from the 1966 TV show.
Okay.
Come on, man.
I've never. Why would I?
I'm going to share my playlist with you.
Okay, yeah, Batman.
Yeah. And then my number 5 is Batman, the score from the 1989. That is like the Batman theme that people will recognize more now today. I don't have anything for any of the newer.
I love
Batman.
I loved the Dark Knight themes from Hans Zimmer. You know Hans Zimmer?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I've heard the name. I'm not like, I'm a big fan.
Oh, I am a huge Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, well, you're weird. You like Ad Astra. Yeah, whatever that stupid movie was that we went and saw and I fell asleep. All right, so let's move on. We're going to move on to another category that you can definitely chime in on.
Okay.
Best scenes from a Batman movie. Okay? My first one is not even a Batman movie. A Batman movie, as I do with air quotes.
Okay.
It's Batman versus Superman.
Oh.
Batman fights to save Mom.
Oh.
Or saves Batman's mother.
Oh.
Superman's mother.
Yeah.
That is the best. Now, some people call it the warehouse scene. Warehouse fight scene.
Yep.
Because they're in a warehouse. But that is the best. That is, like, I don't think, unless in the new one, and it's very possible in the new one, to top that scene.
Yeah.
That scene was badass.
That was, a lot of people praised it. The only controversy is a strong word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Is that he actually kills people in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like saying, did God ever kill people? Yeah. He don't want to, but he did. So Batman I don't understand why you would say, I would say this: maybe Batman hasn't directly killed a lot of people,
Yeah.
but he's killed people.
Mm.
Fighting something, fighting Superman. I don't know. I mean, whatever. But who cares? He kicked ass in that scene.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's all about that scene. I don't care what his moral code is.
No. It's not. It's not a problem.
And let's really think about this. You screw with my mama, you're gonna die.
Well, technically, it's Superman's mama.
But I'm just saying.
Yep.
Hey, if somebody messes with your mama, I'm down. Let's go. All right. So that's my number one scene. Number two is it's in Batman Begins.
Okay.
And in the trailer, there's a scene where they're on the ship dock, like where all the shipping containers are, right? And this guy, it just shows this guy kind of like looking around with a flashlight or something, and he's like, "Where are you?" And all of a sudden, Batman drops behind him, and goes, "Here," and grabs him and takes him up. That shit was badass. That's my favorite out of that movie. That's the one scene I remember the most, you know. And then I don't know if it was in Batman Begins or Dark Knight, but there's another scene. I think it's in Batman Begins where the guy goes, "Who are you?" No, that's in 1989, isn't it? He's like, "Who are you?" And he goes, "I'm Batman."
Oh, yeah.
All right, so then in Dark Knight, the magic trick.
Oh, how about a magic trick?
How about the magic trick? Ta-da!
Oh, by the way, the suit wasn't cheap. You ought to know you bought it. Oh,
yeah,
man. He's
and then another one from the Dark Knight is blowing up the hospital.
Oh.
When he goes out of the hospital, he hits the button and it doesn't work right away.
Yeah.
And he kind of like, what the hell? And then it blows up. So I like that. There's a whole lot of Dark Knight scenes and lines and stuff that is great. Is awesome. And then I wasn't able to come up with a 6th, 7th, or 8th, or 9th one. But the last one is number 10, The Bomb from 1966 movie. And I know you've probably seen clips of that on you.
Everyone's
yeah.
That's how I actually knew that there was a 66 Batman.
So give me a few scenes in movies in the movies that you've liked, and which ones were they?
Right. My best Batman movie scene was in Dark Knight Rises.
Okay.
In the plane, when he goes, he didn't play so nice. And then Bane started talking. He goes, well, perhaps he's wondering why someone would shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane. Right?
Right.
Then he goes, it doesn't matter who we are. All that matters is our plan. He said,
right.
If I pull that off, would that be...
Are we going to do a whole reading of the scene?
No. But that general scene,
yes,
scene is good. But my main part is what I'm about to say now. When he goes, if I pull that off, will that hurt? And then he goes, it will be extremely painful. He said, you're a big guy. And then Bane looks at him and goes, for you. I love that. Now, my second... No, it's just...
I think it's sexual.
No, it's not that. It's just... it's just...
You like them big men, don't you?
So, my second best one is the Interrogation of Joker.
Okay.
When he starts laughing and he goes, you have nothing to do with all your power. Remember that?
Yeah.
But the third would have to be the pencil scene.
Yeah.
My fourth would be
is this all from one movie?
No. My fourth would be Batman 1989.
Mm-hmm. When
Joker came to Vicky Vale's house. And then he grabbed her shoulder. He goes, and then you ran off. Remember that part?
Nah, I remember that one.
Okay, where he came to her house.
Yeah.
That she opened the package and fainted when Flower came out of it. I really loved that. I thought it was funny and terrifying and funny all at once.
Right.
Because one of the allure of the Joker is that we never really understand what he's about to do.
Right.
And then my next favorite scene is when he pulls the long revolver out of his pants
Yeah.
and shoots the Batwing down
Right.
with one shot. That was so funny.
So that's it? That's all you got?
Yeah.
What you think? I did leave one of mine off. And I forgot.
There's more, but these are just...
I did leave one of mine off. I just remember and that's from Batman versus Superman.
Oh.
When Flash asked Bruce Wayne, what's your superpower?
I'm rich.
I'm rich. I love that. When we come back, we're going to take another little break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the new movie and what we think it's going to be like. And that will end up being the end of the podcast. So we'll be back right after this. So let's talk about the new Batman movie that we're going to go see on Thursday. What are you expecting? We can't really do predictions because it's not Spider-Man. So
yeah.
But we can speculate what tone or what vibe are you getting from this movie?
I'll be honest, and this might sound a bit controversial, but I'm worried that the quality of this movie is not gonna. You know, I want it to succeed because
Right.
I really want Batman. I want in 3 years from now, the theaters will be packed with the kind of Spider-Man attendance.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And for that to happen, I'm so sorry to say this, but I don't want the Jared Leto Joker to show up.
Right.
I don't want Harley Quinn to show up. I don't want any of these comical characters to show up.
Right.
I want this to kind of be like a new origin. I know it's gonna be Enigma, isn't it? And that's gonna be the
it's gonna be the Riddler is the main villain.
Yeah, the Riddler.
And then you have Penguin, and you also have Catwoman.
Yeah.
All right. So out of all the characters, or we'll say the rogues gallery, there's 3 of them in this movie. They're already talking about the sequel having Joker.
Okay.
So they're going to bring Joker back. And there's kind of talks of maybe the third one ending up with the Court of Owls, which has not been done in a movie.
Uh-huh.
They're putting all their money in on this one because it's 3 hours long.
Of course it is.
That's a marathon for people in wheelchairs. Jesus. We might as well not drink, eat, nothing until towards the tail end of the movie. I have mixed emotions about it. Part of me looks at it from what I've seen online and go, it's just another or a different version of Dark Knight Rises. Like I don't know if I like I want to put Batman in a real world deal, right?
Yep.
Because Bane was enhanced by venom or whatever that was being pumped into him.
Yep.
Right? He was a really scrawny little dude when he wasn't juiced up, right?
No, he was big.
No, Bane, when he wasn't juicing, like in the cartoons, he was scrawny.
Oh, okay.
He was just a little, he might have been not like super thin, but because Bane shows up in Batman and Robin, I believe.
Yeah.
And if you remember in that movie, he was a small dude until he started taking the chemicals.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and then he blew up. All right. So I don't necessarily like the real world aspect of these movies. To me, and I hate to say this because everybody didn't like it when he was introduced as Batman, but when Ben Affleck was was said to be Batman, everybody like, oh my God.
Yeah, I was one of those people.
But be honest with you, he was the best version of Batman. Like the way they, that fight scene alone says that Batman. That one fight scene that I said that I like, that really says Batman.
Yeah.
How he was moving around, and it had an aspect of even the Arkham City games that we play.
Yep.
that way he moved from boom, 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 like, But this new one, I don't know. I don't like the whole looking emo look of Bruce Wayne. Like, he looks like a crack addict, bro. And I don't like that. And maybe it's different. Maybe when we get in the movie, it'll be totally different. I cannot imagine 3 hours, though, dude. That is a long movie.
Well, if it's good quality, then it wouldn't be so painful. You know what I mean?
Think about that, though, man. 3 hours.
I'm
There's
good.
very few movies that are 3 hours long that I'm gonna sit and watch all 3 hours.
That's what I'm saying. If it's
Matter of fact, I can't even think of one off the top of my head right now.
Once Upon a Time,
Once Upon a Time, what?
the movie is 3 hours.
I said a movie I've seen. I didn't say a movie you've seen.
I haven't seen it, but I want to see it.
But I am excited for it. I'm ready. I want to go see it. So is there anything else you want to say about it? Like, we sound so terrible at this because it's a new movie. It's not like it's bringing somebody back or
Yeah.
Or,
This is what worries me so much. Like, so yeah, but you've heard my concerns. I don't want the Joker, Jared Leto, coming
Right.
into crashing in helicopters.
No, I will assure you of this. There will be no Jared Leto. There will be no Joaquin Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
There will be no any other version of Batman or Joker or anything. This is actually set in its own universe. And they made that very clear because they're about to bring back Michael Keaton in The Flash. And he's also going to be in the Batgirl movie.
Okay.
So he's potentially replacing Ben Affleck as Batman
Okay.
in the DC universe or
Okay.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So there won't be any of those.
Okay.
All right. This is going to be totally separate, more real world. And they keep saying it's more of a detective Batman, not a fighting Batman necessarily.
Okay. One thing, I'm going to differ with you. Them bringing him and grounding him in the real world, I actually prefer that.
When you do that, then you have to change a lot of his villains. Because his villains, a lot of them are not real world villains. You get what I'm saying?
So that you have to alter them to make them.
Yes. And then you have to think about, well, how much of an alteration of a character that couldn't be reality, how much do you change him and still keep the core of him?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Now, Bane, I know Bane in Dark Knight had to wear that apparatus, and I can't remember why. But that was basically their version of making him
Real.
like he still had to have some kind of chemicals or whatever.
Okay.
Right? Like that's how they that's how they made him reality, if you want to say it like that. Right. Joker can be in reality.
Yeah.
He's just a crazy dude, right?
And Enigma.
And Riddler could be legit. Two-Face, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just half of his face is burnt off.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't have somebody like Swamp Thing in there, which is a DC character, if you really make him grounded. And how do you have Shazam? How do you have Superman, for that matter?
You can still give them power.
I don't know. To me, I'm not saying make it full cartoonish.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to see I want to see a realistic to. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know. The Dark Knight was great, right?
You want us to move away now?
I want to move away from that and give me a different version of Batman, not necessarily a grounded one. I started getting on board with the Ben Affleck one and what they were doing with that. Even though a lot of those movies aren't that good, right? But I don't know. We'll see. We're going to see Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
So, with that being said, y'all, we're going to end this. We're going to be back with a review of the Batman, a short review. And make sure you are liking everything. everywhere. Go to the website, www.theletsrollpodcast.com. You can get all the places where we stream the stream the podcast. If you decide to become a Patreon, you'll be able to see the video recording of this episode, uncut, unedited, just by being a Patreon member. And this is our test one. Like, we're gonna have to perfect it a little bit better. But this is test one. So with all that being said, as always, until next time, let's roll.
See ya.
Hey, this is Danny Heaney, and you're listening to the Let's Roll podcast with host Double R. Make sure you're following us on all of social media. Find the links below in the description or at theletsrollpodcast.com.